Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Tharp, and this is the beginning of week three. We've now had a cycle through 1 week, so all the assignments that we do, you've kind of had a chance to cycle through them to see how things are going. And I'm going to talk about those things today. Look, I've gone through and looked. I haven't done all the grading, but I've taken a look and trying to get things in the right way. But I just want to touch base with you to see what's going on. Again, this is week three, and we're going to start to talk about getting access to real data. So we're going to have a couple of labs this week. Tableau Spotify Personal Data Lab. It explains it in there, but basically what it does is it walks you into software called Tableau. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at your Spotify playlists to start looking at the data in there. If you do not have a Spotify account, there will be sample playlists in there for you to use. So the place to find that lab obviously is in here, Lab Tableau Spotify Personal Data Lab. You're going to need to go through the whole thing. One of the things that you'll need to, if you don't have Spotify, you can set up Spotify and use some of the sample playlists, or you can download this to get a group of my playlists that you can the data from my playlist that you can use to do this assignment. So that's kind of a fun lab to do because it starts letting you go from talking about analytics to actually, in a lot of cases, looking at your own data. If you have Spotify, looking at your own data, and we'll be doing that kind of thing again. So this week we do a Spotify Personal Data Lab. Next week, we do a YouTube channel data lab. So you'll be looking at your YouTube channel data. And so all of this starts building. And so what I want to do is I want to pull up my agenda here just to keep myself on task because I only have 13 minutes left to talk about this before my video runs out. So the first thing is I've gone through and I haven't completely graded the discussions, but I have graded anybody that did not turn in an introduction video and respond to your peers. I've already graded those. So you can see how that's going to affect your grades. The way that you can do that is by clicking on the grades here, and it's going to have information about your grades. So make sure you go in and check there on that. But there's a breakdown right now in this class that comes down to if you didn't post your introduction, you're failing the class at the moment. If you did, you're not failing the class. And there's a lot of people with really good grades in here. But the posting of the discussions is not optional because you are going to be using the data from those videos in assignments throughout the semester. So in a few minutes, I'll show you where to look at your analytics, but I'll do that in order. So the due dates, this is a place, there's been a little bit of confusion about due dates this semester. So what I want to do is show you one of the best places to look for due dates, because this will have both your to do dates and your due dates. So the to do and the DUE dates. So if you come into the syllabus down at the bottom, you're going to see the course summary. And one of the things that's the quick way is to choose jump to today. And what that's going to do is bring you to this week's materials. And you'll see everything that was due February 9th, which was Monday of this week, both the to do and the due. So to do is what you, for the beginning of the next module, due is the things that are due at the end of a module. Now you're going to see a few things up here. These are dates on assignments that I've not updated yet. So you can just disregard those. You'll notice that those are from 2025. So I'm updating those as I'm going through and updating the materials in the class. But if you're wondering about what is due this week, the first place you should go really is into the overview, because it's going to tell you what you need to be doing in each week. Somewhere in there, it's going to have the instruction, the textbook, readings, discussions, labs, etc. So that's the first place that you should be looking, because as you see in this one, there's a lot of other materials in there that don't have anything to do with a due date. And you'll notice that I gave this a to-do date of February 9th. So that is how I use the to-do dates. And then the due dates are for assignments and such as the Tableau Spotify Personal Data Lab. And so that is where you should be looking. But if you ever wanted just a quick look, that syllabus is going to show you what's due. So for Monday, February the 16th, oh, I had clicked, let me reload that. This time I'm going to scroll down instead of coming to today. But if you mouse over February 16th, which is the next set of due dates that you're going to have, which is next Monday, it's going to show you all the things that have to be turned in, and it's going to show you the things that you need to do. So that is a quick and easy way to look at those due dates. The quizzes. So some of you are having some challenges with the quizzes. One of the things that I do is I've got it set up so that it will allow you to, first off, they're not timed. So there's no concern about having a timed quiz in front of you. You can open your quizzes at the same time as you have the chapter that you're reading or the expert sessions open, so that you know what the questions are and you can do that. So there's really no good reason to not do that, because it's something that I allow. Then you know what you're looking for. You can go through and do the quizzes as you're doing the material. Make sure that you attend to those each week. The CYU quizzes, the Cover Your Understanding quizzes, those are items that are set inside of the chapter. The only way you've got access to it is by reading the chapter, going through it, and answering those as you read. So the next thing we're going to do is, because the discussions, so I have you do video discussions for a number of reasons. One of them is that we're going to use your analytics. So to find your analytics, one of the things you should do this week is go into your YouTube. And let's just start with, I'll show you how to get in there. So as long as you're logged into YouTube, you'll have this little icon there. If you click on that and go to view your channel, and then from your channel, you can choose YouTube Studio. So in YouTube Studio, this is where you're able to see your analytics. It's got the comments, it's all in here, and you'll start learning a lot about this. And one of the things that you're going to see is that we're going to be doing labs and assignments where you are going and looking at the data from the videos that you've been posting to your discussions. Part of the reason that I have the points so high for the discussions are if you don't post to the discussion, you don't generate data, and that doesn't allow you to do assignments that come later in the semester. So make sure you're doing that. Come in and start getting familiar with the YouTube analytics. We will be, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, you're going to be doing assignments, quizzes on your like next week. You'll be using Looker Studio, which is a Google data tool, to do a lab where you're looking at your YouTube analytics. You'll create a dashboard and all that. The lab goes over it. So that is kind of where we at. Those are the main things that I wanted to talk to you about today. Upcoming, starting in week 4, we have a 3-week module where we will be looking at ethics. And that starts by looking at analytics and the computer brain interface. There's a lot of information in here that talks about it. That's for next week, unless you're working ahead. And then you can go ahead and do that as soon as I publish that. It's not published yet, so you won't be able to see this yet. But that's coming up. Be ready for you to do that. Actually, I'll do that today. I'll publish those materials, and so that you can go ahead and move forward if you're ready to move forward into week 4. So that's all that I've really got today. If you are currently failing because you didn't post your introduction video, know that that's easy to overcome. Just post to all the other discussions. Make sure you do it. Make sure you respond to your peers, because half of your grade is posting your discussion. The second half of the grade is in replying. But if you don't post your discussion, even if you reply to your peers, you get no points for that discussion, because we need your video and the data that comes with that for the assignments coming later in the semester. That's all I've got for now. We'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.